The NBA trade deadline happened like a week ago, but I'm gonna make a video about it. So I guess if you don't want to watch it, click off. But I mean, it's the All Star break, so I mean, whatever. So I mean, don't really transition. So we had a 14 trade. The Rockets traded for Robert Covington, but now they don't really have a center. They're really, just going on all in on that 3 and D life. But I mean, I think this is an interesting idea. I mean, Compton makes their defense a lot better. I think the concerns about their perimeter defense get solved with him. I mean, Westbrook and Harden are not terrible defenders, but I mean, they're not great either. I mean, the concern is, I mean, they don't have a defensive big, so they're kind of screwed against like Jokic, and like Anthony Davis. So I mean, yeah. For the Hawks, I like this trade a lot. They gave up not even their first round pick, the Nets' first round pick, which they got when they traded Torian Prince, who I don't think they could probably pay without overpaying him. They got Clint Capella, who's very could be very good big for them. Defensively, he's really good. Uh, the Trey Young Clint Capella pick and roll that could be really good. Um, I mean they're 28th defensively, so they improve their defense by this. Uh, Capella's not a free agent for another 4 years. So yeah, I mean it's pretty good. They made some other small moves at the deadline. They got Derek Jones Jr., not the one that plays for Miami Heat, the one that plays for the Clippers. I mean he's a young prospect. He's playing the G League. He couldn't be horrible. Um, Skylar Labissiere. I mean, you know, jury's still on him whether he could be a contributing basketball player. But I mean, defensively he's not bad. Um, Look, I think they realize that they're not going to be able to get anyone free agency. Uh, but for them to build around Trey Young, they've got to trade for players now. And yeah, I think this is a pretty good trade for them. For the Nuggets, I mean, they weren't going to be able to pay Beasley or Herman Gomez just because they're a small market team and they're not going to be able to pay the luxury tax. But I mean, Kate Spade Stop, I mean, he's an interesting prospect. He can probably play a couple minutes in playoff time. Noah Vonleh, I mean, he's a good defensive big. Uh, Gerald Green, I mean, they waived him. He's injured this year, so. And they got a first round pick from the Rockets, which is probably going to be a late first round pick. But I mean, yeah, it's not bad. For the Timberwolves, um, I mean, the trade looked bad before they traded for Russell. It makes a little more sense now that they did trade for Russell. I mean, Beasley, he's a good player. He's obviously had like 3 good games for them. He's had a lot of good stuff. Herman Gomez, I think he could be not bad. I mean, they got a first round pick. Um, yeah, but this deal doesn't really make sense without the D'Angelo Russell deal. So the Timberwolves traded for D'Angelo Russell. They had to give up Andrew Wiggins. They also had to give up a first and a second. I think D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns are going to be good offensively together. Defensively, I don't know how it's going to really work. I mean, they just have to get better defensive players. I mean, Robert Covington would be perfect for this team, but I mean, yeah. Um, I mean, I think their goal is probably to make the playoffs next year. That's the only way I think this trade makes sense to me. Um, I mean, yeah, on the Timberwolves side, I think they just got to make the playoffs to make this trade a win for them, yeah. I mean, for the Warriors, this trade isn't bad. I mean, depending on how you feel about Andrew Wiggins as a player. I think he's good. I think sometimes he doesn't try. Um, Andrew Wiggins is kind of like a, whether he's good or bad is kind of like a, you know, difficult subject or whatever because people disagree, I guess. And I mean, that 2020 first round pick, I mean, I think worst case scenario, it's like it's a 20th pick 2 years from now, and I mean they got more assets. I mean it could backfire because his Andrew Wiggins contract is huge. But I mean, I think the concern would be, can he play without the ball or play efficiently without the ball? So yeah. Oh, I swear to God. No. It's gonna crash. Shit. So it was kind of shocking when Andre Iguodala was traded to Miami. I mean, the Heat got two really good defensive wings in Iggy and Jay Crowder. Andre Iguodala being obviously the better wing, defensive wing at least. Jay Crowder being the better shooter. I mean, the Heat got rid of their bad contracts of like Dion Waiters and James Johnson, and I mean, it was overall a good trade for the Heat. I think this makes them the second best team in the East. I mean, I think if they want to win the East, which I think is their goal, they've got to stop Giannis, and this gives them a couple really good defenders to throw at him, including what they had with Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's a little bit undersized to handle him, but I mean, you know. For the Grizzlies, I mean, they got Justice Winslow. He's obviously injury prone, but I think offensively he's really good, and he's just a really good young player overall. His contract's pretty good. Uh, I think they got. I don't understand why they cut Dion Waiters or waived him. I mean, obviously his contract's pretty bad, but I mean, you just lost a roster spot. You just lost $13 million in cap space next year. Because his player option, he was obviously going to accept it, but you could have traded him for an asset or something. I mean, maybe they'll get like a young player in the G League, call him up, but I mean, I don't really understand it. So yeah. So the Knicks did the right thing in trading Marcus Morris. I mean, he was a veteran. They're a rebuilding team. Um, they got a first round pick for him. They got a second too. They got the right to swap next year with the Clippers, which the Clippers are gonna be worse than them, so there's no reason to swap. I mean, they did. This was a pretty smart move. The Wizards got Jerome Robinson for free. The Clippers just waived Isaiah Thomas. I mean, I think this was just to make the money work. For the Clippers side of this, I mean, I don't really think this makes the Clippers a lot better. I would have preferred for them to like trade for a big, like someone like Thad Young, something like that. Um, I think the biggest hole in their team is how they're going to guard the defensive bigs in the West, like Jokic and Davis, and Anthony Davis. So yeah. So this one was kind of a shocker. The Cavs traded for Andre Drummond. What? I mean, look, they didn't give up a lot. They gave up a second round pick and some expirings. I mean, they don't have to resign him. He said he's going to opt into his player option, but who really knows? I mean, I don't think he's going to get the max, but I think he can get more than $27 million. But, I mean, look, the Cavs don't really want to resign him. They don't have to because they didn't give up a lot of long-term value. So, I mean, it's kind of nice. It's like a high reward, low risk kind of thing for them. So I like it for the Cavs. And the Pistons, I mean, there wasn't really a big market for them. So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of gloomy for the Pistons. I mean, there were some other minor deals. The Sixers acquired some bench help by trading three second round picks for Alec Burks and Glenn Robinson. It ended up being 4 second round picks, one of them just going to the Magic because they had to clear a roster spot. I mean, they obviously need some bench help. I mean, Glenn Robinson, he can help with their shooting woes. Um, I mean, yeah, the Hawks traded for Dwayne Dedmon. I mean, his contract is obviously not horrible, but I mean, it's not really a good contract. He's owed 13 million next year, 13 million the year after, but there's like only a 2 million guarantee. The Kings had to give up like 2 second round picks uh, to offload his contract. They got Jabari Parker and Alex Len for him. Uh, I mean, the Kings given up two of the players they've gotten in free agency, so I mean that's kind of not good and kind of a reflection of their front office in a sense. But I mean, that's kind of a different topic. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I mean, yeah. So like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and yeah, okay.